Athletics TV.
This week on Core Culture, the Malibu Open is rolling into Sacramento, California to shake up the status quo in the waterski world. On the slalom course and on the ski jump, the dominating men and women of the field are giving it all they've got, not just for the Malibu Open title, but for the world record as well. A lot of drama, a lot of action coming your way right now on Core Culture.
He's just got the statue to be number one. Be the baddest one there is. You put up or shut up, I guess.
Very good, steady climb. All systems go.
We're here in Sacramento, California at Belle Aqua Lakes for the Malibu Open presented by Chevy Trucks and GM Vortec engines. The best water skiers in the world have rolled in to stake claim for the coveted title in slalom and ski jumping. World records, pride, and huge cash prizes are all up for grabs in this much-awaited contest of pro water skiing.
You know, it's one of the more unique events of the season. We have our tour events. Then this is one of those one-off single event contests that has a lot of prestige to it. It's one of the big titles and a great payday for the riders.
This is probably, I'd say, one of the biggest events in the world. Pretty much every top skier in the world's here this weekend competing.
We've got a big international contingent. Lots of Europeans have come over for the event. Obviously, there's New Zealanders and Australians up for it as well. You're Americans, you're Canadians, so it's a true international event, and the field is as strong as we've had all year.
As far as a professional event goes, this is it, the Malibu Open for sure.
But you also get the prestige that goes along with being a single-off event champion, a Masters champion, an X Games or Gravity Games champion, or a Malibu Open champion. The max is at this tournament. Of course, you bring the max out, the max comes. So
you come here and you just go and you ski to your potential.
This is the kind of tournaments we dream about. You dream that you can go to a professional event and not only compete, but try to break the world records. And
you know, we're in a sport that, you know, you've got one chance and timing's critical.
They're laying everything on the line. They're not skiing defensively, or they don't want to not get hurt for next weekend. I mean, with only 4 or 5 events, you just go for it every time you're out there.
Oh my God.
Malibu Open, sport at its best, achievement at its root. The slalom contest will be packed with drama. The young shall challenge, and the legends will stand firm.
You know, there's got to be a time to where there's a changing of the guard.
The question is, how strong are the hearts of the challengers?
You know, there's nothing I can do about what anybody else is going to do out there. You know, I've got to look at what Andy Mapple's going to perform like and what I'm going to do.
The women's slalom event will also breed championship contest. Reigning slalom ruler Christy Overton Johnson is a force to be reckoned with.
The women's world record is one buoy at 41 off. I hold the world record.
But she will be put to the test by the likes of Truelove and a host of other powerful athletes.
Really tough field of girls. I would say it definitely was the hardest cut we've ever had in the history of women's slalom, I believe.
In the women's jump contest, all athletes will have their eyes on the world record.
It's too much pressure, but it's good to have pressure sometimes.
The men jumpers will also be soaring for ultimate achievement as they too quest to be the world's best and grab the $25,000 that Malibu will award to any who break the world record.
You know, it's adrenaline, you go for it and you try to face this risk, and well, of course you have to not be stupid.
It might be the biggest jump of your life, or it might be the biggest mistake of your life.
It's blowing pretty good. It's going to mess some guys up.
I feel good. I like my odds, but I don't ever count any of these guys out.
Up next,
Well, that could have been the world record.
And I was just staying there in there without moving. It was a beautiful feeling.
Core Culture is brought to you by Chevy Trucks and GM Vortec Engines. Malibu Boats, new leader, new rules. 180, turn your energy around. Degree Gel, it kicks in the clutch. And by Enmar Engines, power to the sport.
What do you do when you are leaving the competition behind? Pull away. In the world of wakeboarding, this means that not only does Malibu Boats offer the top pros in the world the best boat to ride behind, it means Malibu gave them the hottest place to do it. Malibu offers the Just Ride series of events, and Malibu also offers the most versatility in choosing a boat to just ride behind, including the completely original Wakesetter XTI. If you demand the best ride, all you need to know is Malibu Boats. New leader, new rules.
After the all-new Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
we're back with the Malibu Open Ski Jump Championships. As the world-class ski jumpers get ready to blast away for the Malibu Open title, hope and talk of world record-setting jumps begins to infiltrate the athletes' camp.
Well, I'm a world record holder in jump. I am 3 times world champion in jump. I am 3 times US Masters champion in jump. And
I have the world record right now at 233 feet.
One thing Jimmy doesn't lack is self-confidence, and you've got to have that to play at this level. You go to such an extreme limit to try to break the world record, you know, it's usually an all or nothing situation.
As the 2 world record holders step into the light, there are others on the dock who will be looking to have the record for themselves. In the women's semifinals, Ronnie Barton gives it her best shot, missing the world record but skies to a new U.S. women's record. Current world record holder Elena Milikova strikes out soon after and misses her own record by 2 feet, but knows the finals will give her another shot.
I think the conditions are just perfect. I mean, just the place and the time to set a new world record, you know.
In the men's semifinals, Jason Seals throws down a 225-footer, 8 feet short of the record. But then, veteran Freddy Krueger sees the perfect conditions and stands up off the ramp in near perfect form. With the wind in his favor, he knows he is just 2 feet short and has lost his chance until the finals.
All of us left yesterday kind of kicking ourselves thinking, you know, we don't get days like this very often where a jump record can go down. But I'm looking at it right now thinking it can go down.
On this day, all the athletes are keenly aware of the $25,000 that is just out of reach.
When a company puts up money like that, I'd love to see somebody, I don't care who it is, I want to see somebody take that away because it's going to roll, you know, and it makes the whole sport bigger.
As the men's jump finals gets rolling, Jimmy Siemers steps in.
You're either going to see me in the hospital or I'm going to be on cloud 9.
Siemers unloads a 219-footer and feels he could have and should have capitalized.
So close, man, so close.
That's an eternity away from that record. I mean, yeah, it was a huge jump, but
what can you do? Somebody's going to do it.
In comes Jesper Cassou with taped feet and courage of steel. Jesper unleashes the jump of his life and crushes the European record with a 232-footer, 1 foot off the world record.
70.7.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
I kept going like, you know, the finger 2, 3, 2. I'm like, say that again. Because I didn't believe it.
You give me 233.5, then he's close.
It's 2:33, so I'm less than a foot away from it. I never thought I'd be anywhere near that record.
The next three jumpers, Shears, Seals, and Ellis, can't reach Cassot's mark, and Cassot sits in first place with 1 man to go. This man, veteran, Freddy Krueger.
I'm putting all my money on Freddy on his first jump. He'll not only take the win, but I think he'll take the record first jump.
I'm super fly, open wide in your mouth,
That's it.
And with that jump, inches beyond the world record, Freddy Krueger takes the cash, the record, and the pride. In second is Jesper Cassot, and Scott Ellis takes third. In the women's final, Regina Jacques and Ronnie Barton set the first jumpers' marks at a respectable 169 feet and 170 feet. The record holds thus far, but in comes Emma Shears, the Austrian powerhouse. The conditions are perfect, and Emma hits her takeoff with precision.
Emma jumped 181, 55.3, set a new world record. It's finished for me. It's too much pressure.
Pressure or not, the now former world record holder sets out to achieve the unbelievable. The judges pass the cards. It's official. Elena Milikova reclaims the title of the world's farthest ski jumper in a back-to-back world record-breaking event. Elena Milikova in first. Emma Shears takes second, and Ronnie Barton third.
I was happy for Emma, but I didn't expect to make it, you know. And I was just staying there in there without moving. It was beautiful feeling, really nice.
Coming up, Clash of the Titans, the slalom event.
Talk me in.
First up, surveillance cams. Laser grid next. Now, the tough one. The floor is heat sensitive.
This is too easy.
Oh, one more thing. Attack dogs.
When your body heat rises, New Degree Gel kicks in the clutch.
Lincoln Park, Reanimation, in stores everywhere. Log on to lincolnpark.com for new songs and video.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
This is Rush Hour.
We're in deep with the Malibu Open slalom event. The much-anticipated slalom event is on. Parrish, Mapple, Truelove, Johnson. They're all here and all ready to do battle in the most classic of the Waterski events, the slalom.
You try to go around 6 buoys at a constant speed of 36 miles an hour. The shorter the rope gets, the harder it gets. So basically you just try to keep going through the course 6 buoys at a time, and every time you go through 6, you shorten the line.
When they take 39.5 off, they are better than most. When they take 41 feet off, they are the best. One man who knows 41 feet off is this man, Andy Mapple.
Andy Mapple is a bit of a legend in our sport and is obviously the one to beat.
In the semifinal, Mapple ran 2 buoys into 41 off and moved on to the finals.
I beat Mapple for the season title in 95 and 96, and he hasn't lost since.
Chris Parrish, #1 in the rankings this year, has his eye on the prize.
I'm not hungry to win. I'm starving to win. I want to win, period. I'm tired of being second place for the last 4 years.
You know, he's a great skier, you know. I mean, just how tall he is, you know. He's strong, but he's the future of the sport.
Parrish sliced through 38 off and moved through 5 buoys at 39.5 off to follow Mapple into the finals. Another veteran in this, Wade Cox.
You know, of course, Mapple, he's been there for the long run. I've been battling with that guy since we were little kids, so I'd like to go out and give him a big score to have to go after.
In his semifinal run, Cox matched Parrish at 5 at 39.5 off, along with this man, Steve Cockerham, who will show strong in the finals.
Some people say that it's just growing pains. I watch you stand up closest friends. I thought I was good.
Fabio Lani has come in to represent Italy.
Fabio is one of the few that's kind of broken out of Italy and decided, I'm going to go test myself against the rest of the world.
Fabio ran deep into 39.5 off and would be joining Drew Ross and the others in the finals.
You know, in slalom, you just can't pick out one guy and say he's going to dominate or win everything. You know, obviously Chris has had a great run the last couple of tournaments. But you know, here we are again.
The women's field was equally stacked with power athletes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent out there on the water, and it's just a matter of putting it all together.
Jill Knutson, second-place winner in the Malibu Just Right in Minneapolis, tore up the water and slashed her way into the finals.
Christy Overton Johnson, who's won everything and been the dominating force in women's slalom for years, and she wants a title.
Christy Overton Johnson ran hard in the semis and paid the price to move on to the finals. Emma Shears, pound for pound the strongest on the tour, pulled and tore her way into the finals. Her power and strength would leave mere mortals opting for shoulder surgery. Karen Truelove, who has pushed herself and others this year, ran deepest into 38 off and gave herself great positioning for the finals.
The other 3 girls, every one of them is going to put pressure on me. Each one of them is so strong, mentally and physically. Every one of them has been skiing so consistent, and you can't even, between Emma and Christy, you can't even count the wins. We'll see. I don't know. Hopefully I can hang in there.
Up next, the men and women slalom finals.
After the all-new Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
Malibu Boats already offers the top choice professional water skiers, wakeboarders, and the owners of fine things. For 2002, they offer even more versatility. This means 15 different models to choose from, far more choices for you than any other company. Versatility also means the cross-training abilities of every boat Malibu offers, because the employee owners of Malibu build boats that they themselves would want to own, period. The problem is, even they have a hard time picking which one. Malibu Boats, new leader, new rules.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
We're in deep for the men and women's slalom finals.
We busted out from underneath.
The women's slalom finals are underway.
All, the other three girls, every one of them is going to put pressure on me. Each one of them is so strong, mentally and physically. Every one of them has been skiing so consistent, and, you can't even, between Emma and Christy, you can't even count the wins.
Jill Knutson and Emma Shears battled into 38 off. Knutson getting 3 buoys and Shears 2.5.
Your heart through your body and puts it next to your ear so you can hear it. Local vocal Viking, no striking resemblance, no gimmicks or emblems. Assemble my ensemble, quarter pounder combo.
In steps Christy Overton Johnson.
Now it's just all skill, and the best skier will win today.
This is an underground invasion, busting out from underneath just to rise to this occasion and sneak through. Swollen members freaks you with EQ.
Johnson surpassed Shears and Knutson and finished with 5 buoys at 38 off and was #1 for the day until this woman, Karen Truelove, slid into her first buoy.
Having a ball dance with this hands.
I tend to like being last just because I know what I have to do, and sometimes when someone puts a lot of pressure on me, it also makes me take pressure off myself.
Unleash the savage beast, dangerous devotion. Sleep.
With G4 speeds, Truelove showed her valor and domination as she was the only woman to run into 39.5 off.
What are you afraid of? To wake up and find this is what dreams are made of.
Half a buoy at 39.5 off was all it took.
This is what dreams are made of.
Karen Truelove takes first, Johnson in second, and Knutson in third. The men's slalom finals were now underway. The Canadian Drew Ross and Italian Fabio Lani enter the water and both laid down scores of 2.5 buoys at 39.5 off. Steve Cochran was up next and bettered their scores by half a buoy to take the lead.
Someone get me out, can't breathe, hyperventilating.
But the lead changed quickly as veteran Wade Cox topped them all at 5.5 buoys at 39.5 off, but knew it was not enough. Enters Chris Parrish. Parrish ripped through 39.5 off and nailed 2 buoys at 41 off. A premature celebration as the legend Andy Mapple rolls in.
Killing me, reproducing, and it's killing me. Clouds for it.
Mapple ties Parrish and the bloodbath begins with a playoff run. A draw of the cards and Mapple will go first.
Are we ready for what? Awards yet?
Andy.
No, we gotta run.
The pressure is on. Mapple ripped through 39.5 off, and Parrish knows he will have to dig deep. Mapple runs in at 41 off for the 3rd time this weekend, and it all comes down to the heart of the young champion. Parrish sets out in his quest to dethrone the legend. In the end, the changing of the guard will have to wait for another day. Mapple takes first, Parrish second, and Cox in third. And that's it from the Malibu Open and the thrill of the sport.
Core Culture has been brought to you by Chevy Trucks and GM Vortec Engines. Malibu Boats, new leader, new rules. 180, turn your energy around. Degree Gel, it kicks in the clutch. And by Inmar Engines, power to the sport.